Okay, this afternoon I'm going to run this Bowman M167. This is connected to a saw table. I think it's by Doll. It might have been marketed by Bowman because it seems to be on a Meccano base. It was given to me by the late Chris Johns, formerly known as Manxman, who sadly passed on 3 or 4 years ago now. He was a big mobile collector, and he sent that accessory to me saying that he had no use for it because he only collected mobile steam engines. So anyway, here we have this nice M167, a very simple engine, very sort of straightforward, cut down version of the M158, no countershaft, simple disc crank, some weight. And I've got this from running the optional exhaust pipe to chimney, which I borrowed from an M158. I haven't run this for some considerable time, so I'm hoping it's going to behave itself. It dates from the sort of late 1920s, early 30s. Totally original, save for a replacement decal. Still has some of the dark green paint on the actual cylinder as well, and it has that lovely olive green paint finish, which is matte underneath, which they normally were, and a gloss on top. Say it's just a simple little arrangement, driving the simple band straight onto the actual flywheel, mechanical flywheel of the table. And say that it's a very much a no frills engine. You could still fit an oiler to one of these if you want to upgrade it a little bit. You can also find it as an E167 with a wooden base, which are considerably more rarer than the Meccano ones, I find. But even saying that, I've seen less of the 167 model around recently, especially on eBay. So we'll give this one a little try and see if he's got enough steam ready to get this going. It does tend to prime a little bit, this one, I tend to find, certainly the last time I ran it. So without any more ado, if you just bear with me. As I said, it does tend to prime, but you know, just let it get all the water out, and hopefully this little fella will actually work. I seem to remember last time it was running fountains of water up through the actual chimney itself. It's been a bit hit and miss recently with running some of these Bowman engines. Catch in a moment. But I haven't got the weight of a flywheel to help this over, so unless there's enough movement. Even though this one's filled the boiler to the precise mark, it's still decided, obviously, as you can see, to prime. Nearly there. There we go. I seem to remember, say, last time I ran it, summer, 2 or 3 years ago, there was water, plumes of water coming up through the exhaust pipe here. This is why I put a chimney on it this time. You see it's turning the saw. It was turning the saw. There I have it. I mean, it's not such a fascinating engine to look at because obviously it's got no counter shaft or twin cylinder or anything. It's just a simple little engine, quite capable of running a small workshop. It's the equivalent of a Maymod SE1. Maybe the sword band is a little bit tight, but we'll just let this little fella get into his stride. You can see the table saw moving around there. It's anti-clockwise, as they most run that way. It's a pleasing little engine. It's, you know, simple, very simple engine frame, just an L-shaped piece of metal. This one's connected via some Meccano girders to the actual base plate. Ideally I should run it through a line shaft so it could line up a little bit better, but I just popped this together quickly some years ago. It's never really changed since. You still see the green paint on the cylinder there. And it does have a sort of a warm red engine frame. I've checked the union on this to make sure it's tight before I've even run it. And I borrowed a safety valve from the E101, or the E101, sorry, behind it. You can see the difference in size of the two engines. There you have it, a Bowman M167 with a simple saw table tool. And this is probably one of the last engines I've seen now prior to Steam Toys in Action in 2014, and probably maybe run the E101 tomorrow, and that'll be putting all the engines I intend to show have been steamed or tested in some way, so if they are run on the day then they won't block the copybook